let's go and take a look at 3 different quadratics that I see students making the most mistakes with. Now, the first one typically usually is not a huge mistake. It really might not even be a mistake at all, not to be like clickbaity on, but a lot of students they don't look at this the proper way. And a lot of times that will prevent them from getting a problem right, depending on what the problem is, what we're doing. But in this case, you have 4 minus x squared. Now, a lot of students recognize this as difference of 2 squares, and therefore they might rewrite it as a 2 minus a x times a 2 plus x. Now, that is actually not incorrect at all. But a lot of times this would be, if they need to be able to simplify like a rational expression per se, they might still get the problem wrong, because one thing they are not including would be the negative version of this, or the negative version of this binomial. So what I want to do, or what I tell students to do, is whenever you have something like this, we always like to write the variable first, right? So especially with the higher power. So if I rewrite this as a negative x squared plus a 4, it's no longer a difference of 2 squares. Right? This is a negative x squared plus 4. So to recreate it back again as a difference of 2 squares, I need to factor out the negative. Now I have a negative x squared minus 4. And now you see I have the difference of 2 squares. But again, everything's being multiplied by this negative here. So therefore it's a x, or negative x minus 2 times an x plus 2. And this is going to be something that we're more commonly used to seeing, and that's also going to be probably more commonly used as far as dividing terms out and stuff like that. So a lot of times that mistake that students will make, or where they'll just immediately go to difference of 2 squares rather than looking to rewrite it into that standard form and then applying the difference of 2 squares. Now the next one is probably, I've made this mistake multiple times and I see students all the time with it. And it really just comes into factoring the trinomial with 6, because we see the number 6 and we say, what 2 numbers multiply and give you 6, add to give me 5, right? That's your middle term. And you say, oh, well, that has to be a 3 and a 2, right? Because those are usually the first 2 numbers that come to us. So we say, well, they have to add to give us a positive 5. So x plus 3 times an x plus 2. And then we're like, oh, wait, no, they have to multiply to give us a negative 6. OK, well, then it has to be x minus 3 times x minus 2. Oh, wait, no, that still multiplies to give me positive. Well, if it's negative, then it has to be an x minus 3 or a x plus 2, right? One has to be positive, one has to be negative. But then if you look at the middle terms now, you recognize that, oh, negative 3x plus 2 times x is a negative x. So that doesn't give me my 5x. So most often, students always assume whenever there's a 6 at the end, they always think of 3 and 2. But just remember, ladies and gentlemen, we also have 2 factors of 6 and 1. And those have a difference of 5. So if I have a negative 6, that means one of my factors has to be negative, right? It's either 3 and a 2 or a 6 and a 1. Well, if my difference here is 5, if it's a negative, that means I'm looking for the difference. So therefore, I'm looking for a difference of 5, which the only 2 factors that have a difference of 5 would be 6 and 1. So the correct answer here is actually a x plus 6 times a x minus 1, right? Because our last 2 numbers have to multiply to give us a negative 6. Our first 2 numbers have to give us that x squared. And then our middle terms are going to combine. So therefore, that's a 6x, and that's a negative x. Our middle 2 terms, our inner and our outer are going to add to give us that positive 5x. So a lot of times students will make problems with factoring, but this is definitely the one that happens the most often. Now, the last one is also one that's a little bit tricky. And a lot of times when I'm getting into teaching and I'm telling students how to do the perfect squared trinomials, I look into, like, whenever the first term is squared and the last number is squared, think of your binomial squared. Think of your perfect square trinomials. Just like I say, when you only have 2 terms, the first term squared minus the second term squared, think of the difference of 2 squares. So immediately students would say, oh, well, I'm just going to take the square root of the first term, square root of the second term, and since my middle term is positive, then I can rewrite this as a 2x plus 3 quantity squared. And guess what? That is incorrect. A lot of times it is correct, but in this example, it is not correct. So how can I avoid making this mistake? Well, it all comes into your middle term. Your middle term has to be 2 times, so anyways, if I look at this as an a squared plus a b squared, right? My first term is squared, my last term is squared. My middle term is going to be a 2 times ab. So if you look at this, 2x times 3 would be a 6x. If I was to multiply that by 2, that'd be a 12x. Do you see that I have a 7x, not a 12x? So that's why this factoring term does not work out. So what it means is I actually need to be able to factor this out, see actually what exactly I can go ahead and do in this case. And in my terms, since I ran out of a little bit of space, I know that 2x and 3 doesn't look like that's going to work out. So I'm just going to go ahead and do a 4x and a x. And let's go and see if 3 would work. So if I had that as a 3, well, but they both have to be a positive. So can't be negative. So therefore, I'd have to be a positive 3 and a positive 3. And I don't want to use 9 because that'd be 27. That'd be way too big. I wouldn't want to put it here. That'd be 13. So let's go and see if this works. So this is a 4x squared. That's going to be a plus 9. And let's see if my inner and my outer give me a 7x. 3x plus 4x equals a 7x. So yeah, you can see this is going to be my factored form. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. These are 3 examples that I see students making mistakes on the most.